You know that call that nobody ever wants to get? The one that says your home, your safe space, is filling up with water? Yeah, panic is pretty much the first reaction. But what you do in those first few hours, that can make all the difference in the world. So, what does a professional, successful water rescue actually look like? Let's break it down.
And this isn't hypothetical. This is a real story. A homeowner is hours away from home and finds out their house is flooding. I mean, talk about helpless. You know you need someone and you need them fast. But what does a professional response really mean in a moment like that? Well, the difference is huge. It's the difference between a house that just looks dry and a house that is scientifically proven to be dry, and that protects you from all the nasty stuff down the road, like mold and rot. We're going to walk through exactly how the pros get it done right.
All right, so to really get it, let's follow a real-life case study, step by step. This isn't theory. This is exactly what happens on the ground when the worst happens. So it all started with something super common, a busted fridge line. The homeowners, they did what most of us would do. They grabbed a shop vac and tried to clean it up. A totally understandable first move. But the water had been sitting there for a while, and, well, that changed everything. And here's the kicker. Even though the water started out clean from the supply line, it sat for over 72 hours. In the professional world, that automatically transforms it into something called Category 3 water. That basically means it's now considered grossly contaminated, and the whole game changes. You can't just dry it, you have to decontaminate it. So, how do the pros know exactly what to do when a clean leak turns into a biohazard situation? Well, here's the secret. They don't guess. They follow a super strict, internationally recognized playbook that defines the standard of care for the entire industry. And this document, the S500, is that playbook. Think of it as the official rulebook. It's what ensures your home gets treated to the same high standard, whether you live in Texas or Toronto. It's the bright, shining line between a real professional and somebody who's just winging it. Okay, so let's get back to the farm residents. Armed with this professional standard, what was the team actually dealing with? Honestly, when you see the numbers, the scale of the problem is kind of staggering. First things first, get the standing water out. Now, after the homeowner's initial efforts with the shop vac, the professional crew came in and extracted another 120 gallons. To put that in perspective, that's like emptying 2 full bathtubs from their floors. And believe it or not, that was just the beginning. Now, here's where it gets really serious. The water didn't just stay in the kitchen. Oh no, it had silently migrated into 12 different rooms downstairs. We're talking the living room, master bedroom, closets, bathrooms. You know, water is sneaky. It finds a way into everything. And this is the kind of industrial strength firepower you need to fight back. Not one fan from the hardware store, but 41 high-velocity air movers. Not your little basement dehumidifier, but 5 massive commercial-grade LGR units, plus 2 HEPA air scrubbers to literally pull contaminants out of the air. This isn't just cleaning up. This is a full-on assault against moisture. But even with all that equipment roaring, the real battle is just getting started. See, it's not about the puddles of water you can see. It's about the hidden moisture you can't. And really, that's the million-dollar question in water restoration, isn't it? If you only dry what feels dry to the touch, you're basically leaving a ticking time bomb of moisture inside your walls and under your floors. And that is the perfect recipe for a mold disaster. So this is the critical difference. An amateur shoots for looks dry. A professional has to prove it's dry. And they do that with science, using specialized tools like moisture meters and thermal imaging cameras to hunt down every last pocket of hidden moisture. And they prove it with cold, hard data. Check this out. These are actual readings from inside the walls of the fam's home. The wood framing in the master bathroom, it started at a whopping 40% moisture content. The goal wasn't just dry, it was a specific, measurable target of 9%. That, my friends, is science, not guesswork. And hitting that scientific goal, well, it's a marathon, not a sprint. This wasn't a one-and-done job. It took 10 full days of continuous drying, with someone visiting the site every single day to monitor progress, take new readings, and tweak the equipment to make sure it was working perfectly. That meticulous process is what separates a job done from a job done right. So the house is finally getting verifiably dry, but for the homeowner, another huge stress is just kicking in, the insurance claim. And as we all know, for that part of the journey, documentation is absolutely everything. Now, a huge advantage for the homeowner in this case was the unique background of the company's founder, Ben Jernigan. His years of experience as a public adjuster means he doesn't just know restoration, he knows exactly what insurance companies need to see. He speaks their language, which helps get claims approved without all the usual headaches and delays.
See, the path to a smooth, approved claim is paved with data. Remember all that science and monitoring we just talked about? This is where it pays off big time. Every moisture reading, every daily log, every hour a piece of equipment was running, it all gets documented. It creates an undeniable, evidence-based record that proves the work was necessary and done to the industry standard.
And the result of all that detail-oriented work? Well, this is the payoff, right from the client. The adjuster got a 93-page report with everything he needed. No arguments, no delays, no back and forth. The claim was approved and the rebuild could start immediately. That's the sound of a problem being solved. So let's tie this all together. When you combine those industry-leading standards, the scientific drying methods, and that expert-level documentation, you get more than just a dry house. You get a fully restored home, and you get your peace of mind back. The final invoice was just over $40,000, but you have to understand that number isn't just a bill. It represents a 93-page evidence locker. It's proof, for both the insurance company and the homeowner, that the job was done correctly, protecting the home's value and the family's health for years to come. And that's really the ultimate question you have to ask yourself. When a disaster like this happens, the goal isn't just to get things dry. It's to know with scientific certainty that they are truly restored. It's about having the proof to back it up, so you can finally close the door on what happened and move forward with total confidence.